An individual recounted a seemingly minor incident that nevertheless began to turn his mind into a new direction, eventually leading him, over time, with further experiences, to take up the spiritual quest. He was in a debating competition in high school. His team was well prepared, and the opposing team was disorganized and could barely string several sentences together, much less uphold their side of the debate. The result was obvious. The judge, however, gave the award to the other team. Later, it was determined that there was bias and friendship involved in the judge's decision, and it was destined to cause that team to win regardless of their obvious incompetence. The individual recounted that while he accepted the result, he began to see that not everything in the world worked according to logic or rules, even in rule-based activities such as debating. The seed took time to mature, but it was planted. Another circumstance arose that became a definitive step away from the pursuit of the external career a couple of years later. He reported attending a rally in Washington, D.C. to oppose the continuation of the war in Vietnam. After he proposed a unique solution to the purpose of the rally, he was shouted down. After leaving the space, he was suddenly attacked by some individuals in an unmarked vehicle who threw a liquid substance into his face and eyes. He was rushed to first aid and had his eyes washed out. But that night, he became deathly ill suddenly with a serious respiratory illness. He later returned to the university where he had been studying, and several weeks later, he was poisoned and had what he considered to be a near-death experience. Upon revival, he suddenly became aware of the divine purpose and presence in the world, and his planned external career and university education became meaningless to him. He shortly left that external path and took up studying yoga and spirituality, a direction he had never previously considered, nor even knew anything about. He wound up as a college dropout, with no degree, no career, and no future apparently, but he never looked back, and went on to dedicate his life to his newfound purpose and understanding. He declared, when asked, that what appeared to be a terrible series of incidents, including the near-death experience and the pain that accompanied it, turned out to be a blessing. It seemed to him as if he needed a serious wake-up call to break out of the expectations of family and society and follow a path less traveled. Sri Aurobindo notes, quote, "When someone is destined for the path, all circumstances through all the deviations of mind and life help, in one way or another, to lead him to it. It is his own psychic being within him and divine power above that use to that end the vicissitudes both of mind and outward circumstance." End quote. The mother adds, quote, "Some people say there is something outside their own will that organizes their whole life, that puts them in the required condition, that attracts favorable circumstances or people, that arranges everything outside them, so to say. In their outer consciousness, perhaps they wanted something and worked for it, but something else came. Well, after some years, they realized that this is what really had to happen. You may know nothing of the existence of a psychic being within you, and yet be guided by it. For in order to become aware of something, you must first of all admit that this thing exists. Some people don't. I have known people who had a genuine contact with their psychic being without knowing at all what it was, because there was nothing in them that corresponded to the knowledge of this contact." End quote. Reference, Sri Aurobindo and the Mother, The Psychic Being, Soul, Its Nature, Mission, and Evolution, Section 2, Role, Function, and Action of the Psychic, pages 59 to 60.